Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
If you want Solar Bears tickets, go to tomandan.com, click on the link, the Tom and Dan section 118, and
It's near the bar.
Yep.
It's near the Gringos.
Mhm.
It's near merch. It's also conveniently located so you can say hi to Bus Decker and Mo. It's awesome. The Solar Bear games are so good, man.
Yep, December 8th, that's a Friday game. Me and Sam are going to be at that game, and we're doing like a pregame tailgate.
Yes.
We're still working out the details of Bus Decker, but basically Mo's property is like walking distance from the Amway, so we're working out like him setting up a tent, getting some beers, and then we can all just meet right across the street from the Amway, and then just walk over before the game.
Get it catered.
And then on the 9th, that's teddy bear toss.
I'll be there dressed as a teddy bear.
Yeah.
and I want everyone. I thought about this. What would they do to me? Give me your bear suit.
All right.
And I'll just put it under my sweatshirt or something.
And then you have a couple of the strongest listeners throw you over the
I have
glass.
some of our big boys toss me. Because if you go on the side where the netting is, I think there's a hole. You just push me through the hole, and I'll play dead. I'll lay on the ice, and I'll just lay there until they start picking me up.
They could do that move where someone holds your arms and someone holds your legs, and then they do the the heave ho.
Oh, I missed that.
That's how you get rid of a body off of a boat. That's a Miami thing. That's how you throw a body off a boat.
That's how they carried that naked dude off. It's a Small World.
Arms and legs.
Yeah.
It's also how they carried the Asian doctor who was crying on the plane, and then he got bloody, and remember he had a bloody nose.
Did they carry him genitals down or up?
Genitals down.
No.
Well,
that would
that's
hurt.
out of respect. No, that's out of respect. For you and for everyone.
They had a blanket over him.
Yeah, it hurts your back, but it's out of respect. Because we don't know what you're working with.
Like, man, I don't know if
that hurts.
Yeah, if someone
if you
your
and
legs,
Sam held me like that right now, I think I'd fold in half and die.
Let's try it.
No, it hurts.
Let's do it for
bad.
a TikTok.
You're not meant to bend that direction. You're only meant to bend over.
Yeah,
no, I like it the other way.
No, not too far,
Feels
though.
good for your back.
But too far, it'll bend you in half.
But if we pulled
Exorcist style.
If you do that, no, if Sam did that.
London Bridge.
If we held Sam genitals down, I swear to God, that'd be glorious. I'm just saying. You know, if you held me, you'd nothing to see. It's the rhyme.
What did you say right before we started? Who do you want to talk about?
Jeff Dabe. I think it's Jeff Dabe. Can you look up? It's D-A-V-E. Look, I don't want anybody.
Wrestler.
I don't want people getting mad at me. I don't think he's a professional wrestler. He's a professional arm wrestler. Professional arm wrestler. Okay. This Jeff Dabe guy. I think I'm saying it right. Jeff Dabe. So
noted for his oversized limbs.
Okay, there you go. So I'm watching all these professional arm wrestling videos.
It's the big arm guy. The big hands.
Yeah, you've seen it. Okay, so Jeff
big,
Dabe.
disgusting.
It's very. It's
gigantism.
It's
hands.
disgusting. But here's the thing. I don't. Now this is where it becomes a hot take, and I'm not trying to make it a hot take. I'm just
smokes.
Yeah, he's got oversized Popeye cartoon hands and arms.
In 2022, his forearm had a circumference of 20 inches.
Yeah.
And his ring finger had a circumference of 5 inches. 5 inches.
Yeah. He has to put a full
What?
he has to put a Magnum condom on his middle finger just to keep it from getting wet if he's licking envelopes.
5-inch circumference fingers.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay,
Holy smokes.
So
that's a big old hot Italian sausage.
It's a massive hot dog. It's bigger than the Primrose hot dog.
Oh yeah.
I don't want this to be a hot take, but I'm trying to get into the thing you told me to my face one day that if I didn't assimilate to TikTok and to Reels, that the world's going to leave me behind.
Yeah.
So I've started to try and integrate Reels and TikTok scrolling into my diet, into my digital diet, right?
Okay.
So I started scrolling, and for whatever reason, my algorithm, I get professional arm wrestling
I
competition.
get that too.
Yeah, I think it's because, trying to give you all the details, I think it's because I got stuck on the professional slap fights. Then that led me to search for Dana White slapping his wife. Don't ask me why. Don't judge me. It's just, I was just looking for things to make the world go away. Okay? That's all I'm doing. Then I land on professional arm wrestling. Then I see this guy start dominating. Then my brain tells me, hold on a second, Dan. That's not fair. That man appears to have prosthetic robot arms that are twice the size of an actual man's arms. So, yeah, of course that shouldn't be fair. Why should he be allowed to compete as a professional arm wrestler when his arms are 3 times the size of anybody else competing? That's not fair. That's not fair.
Well,
You want to know his favorite training techniques?
To do nothing because he's a mutant? I mean, sorry, is that rude? Is that a hot take? Am I going to get canceled now? He's It's a mutated thing.
no one cares about this guy.
Okay.
I'm
just saying.
Yeah. No one's gonna get offended.
People get serious. They'll write a letter to me. I'm just saying I don't think it's fair.
Farm chores, working out with a fitness band while watching TV, hard labor at work, and shoveling.
But my point is
Yeah.
he winning because he's the best arm wrestler, or is he winning because...
I think he has a genetic advantage.
Yeah, he absolutely has a genetic advantage.
But it's all natural, baby.
Yeah,
Or
guess,
is
Man,
it
he
just-
looks swollen, though.
Yeah, but it's huge. It's humongous.
But, okay,
it's hard to look at.
He's only 5'9".
so his
That's what makes it look so cool,
Yeah,
though.
that's why he looks so balloony.
Yeah, like if he were
what's the
7
medical
foot tall.
condition that causes his arms and hands?
Doesn't say.
Because
No one knows.
because that's some sort of gigantism.
No, it literally says in his bio, his limb size is not a consequence of gigantism or elephantitis.
So what is it?
I don't know.
It's something.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not a normal thing, or we'd have another Jeff Dabe or whatever. Like, right? There'd be another guy fighting him. That's what I'd watch. I'd watch him fight another guy that has the big arms. But
Now-
it's not fair for him to arm wrestle normal dudes because they can't even grab his hand. You can't grab that
Medical
guy's hand.
experts have no idea why Dave's arms
No
are so
way.
big. Doctors at the U of M even ran tests to see if he was born with gigantism or elephantitis, but Dave says they didn't find any disease or abnormalities.
Okay, the chat room gets it. Well, I'm not going to say who said this.
We know now.
Yeah, you
It's
do know.
SJ Design.
Yeah, it's SJ Design.
Get him.
He says, okay, I'll ask the weird question. Is or are his fingers bigger than his ding dong?
Well,
I think that's a great question.
yes, if the rest of his body is, because it doesn't seem like his legs are like this.
I don't think they
or
are.
anything else.
I don't think they are.
So,
And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying it'd be like if you had I don't know, like if you're like if I'm trying to think of another example of a sport that requires you, like where your advantage would just purely be the size of your hands.
The only similarity that I could think of that happened in the past.
I bet he can't
about
bowl.
This
He can't bowl.
is
Says
remember
he can't work on cars.
remember
Yeah.
the college wrestler that had one leg, and people were saying he had an advantage
Less to
because
grab onto.
no, it was because his weight. He was fighting in a weight. He was able to put more muscle on than his competitors.
Oh yeah, I do remember.
Because
this.
the weight of his leg, when you take the weight of a human leg off, then you could bulk up in the rest of your body and still weigh in the same as your competitors in the weight class.
Right,
But
they're
he,
at a disadvantage because their legs count.
but he had like 15 pounds more muscle on the rest of his body. So
Right.
he was dominating, even though
It
that
makes sense, yeah.
certain leverage and positions, I imagine, having two legs would help you more. But
Sure.
just his overall muscle mass being more than his competitors, like, so that was an argument of like, well, this guy has an advantage over everybody else. So the same thing with his arm wrestler. I don't know though. The problem is
Do the other arm wrestlers?
I
Okay,
don't-
the
I
question
think-
I want to know.
I don't think he's the best in the world though, because I've seen other guys that claim to be the number one in the world, and this guy just gets the
heat
fame
because he's got the cool look.
because
Is it cool?
his gross
I mean,
hands.
yeah,
and arms.
I'm sure it's cool to
You
some
went
people.
cool, he went gross.
No, I was trying to make
They're
up for the
weird
fact that I
looking.
said he was a mutant earlier. I'm just look, I'm
No,
trying to balance it out.
But this doesn't necessarily make them stronger because I don't know if that extra mass
No,
is all muscle.
it wasn't about
like
strength. It was more
flesh
about
and-
like you can't grab that guy's hand.
Yeah. No, his hand
Yeah.
is double the size.
Yeah,
of a,
that's more what I meant. And then I guess I would wonder, and I did try to research this, but I
because
couldn't
if you
find
can't
anything.
even wrap your hand on the inside of the competitor's
You have no
hand,
leverage to push him over.
then you're trying to use a flat hand to like.
And a lot of those guys they wrap. They
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
wrap it together. But I was thinking more than that. Like, do you think the other competitors complain? They're like, "Well, this isn't fair.
I'm
Look at
sure,
this
yeah,
guy's
yeah,
got to get his hand is 3 times bigger than mine."
Now, I guess like in the arm wrestling sanctioned world, I don't know if there's one like sanctioning body that
There's probably
is
a
the
couple.
most
There's usually
respected-
one big one and then 2 little ones.
Yeah. So I don't know, if how regulated this whole thing is or
I wanna
how
see his legs.
detailed.
Yeah, check his legs out.
The
I
rules
can't find
are.
any photos of his legs.
Will
'Cause
is it continuing to grow now, or is it stopped?
Well, that would be some sort of disease I feel like they could find, right?
I also don't believe, though, that, and this is just my opinion, I also don't believe that modern science is like, we have no idea. He's the only one. I don't believe that.
No one,
I think you do know, and I think you're keeping it a little more on the DL so you can still do the arm wrestling stuff.
Well, it's probably they didn't run, like he didn't go and do a bunch of tests.
Because that blows up your spot,
They
dude.
just asked him, or they just asked doctors what they think, and their doctor's like, well, without probably doing a whole bunch of different
tests. Your spot.
Yeah.
That's why I don't trust it.
Although,
wouldn't you want to know?
I guess like some you know,
what are you looking at?
NFL
Just
players
like
have
him holding his tiny wife with his big meat hands.
Okay, also here's the second part of it.
They're purple.
He's straight crushing on TikTok because all he has to do, and like teens are eating it up, all he has to do is like pick up a can of Sprite, and people are like, oh, dog, son, look, son, and they're like liking it, and like he's killing it on TikTok, just picking up normal items with his big mutant hands.
I wish I had
and
mutant
people
hands.
are losing it. He's getting fire emojis crazy. I don't know if he can make money from it,
that's
but
what I was
he's
saying,
got
like,
a ton of people following
How do you
him.
translate that into any sort of money?
You probably don't,
Like-
but you know, at least you got a lot of fire emojis.
They were just looking at
Yo,
some
dog, your hands is fire.
gross appendages that you have, and then you know.
Which would you rather have, Mambo arms or Mambo legs? Your choice.
I'd go arms. Yeah,
You go just like him. You go Mambo arms.
yeah, because I feel like at least you have the stereotype of being like the strong
But
Popeye.
legs would imagine how much you could lift with your legs.
Yeah, but
Think about that, dude.
But Mambo legs like that, I feel like would be more gross and be more.
Yeah.
You would have a
couldn't
tiny
wear your
upper
tiny
body,
shorts.
a big
You couldn't wear.
Mambo legs.
A lot of men do that. A lot of men get the dad pair, where you get real wide.
Yeah,
I was dancing into it before I stopped drinking. I was dancing into it. I started
Dancing
looking
into the pair?
Oh, I was dancing into the pair. I'd look at myself in the mirror, and my ass was getting wider.
Yeah.
And I had to. I just
Full pair,
I had to
man.
make a change.
Your whole lower body becomes a ball.
Yeah,
It's
it becomes a beanbag.
Yeah, like that
Like a-
robot from Star Wars. You
Exactly,
look like that
BB-8.
guy.
I look like BB-8. I was trying to, but I'm changing it now.
You're
I'm-
DD8.
Yeah, I'm DD8. I'm back on the men now. I look at myself in my cheeks. I don't have fat cheeks. I'm like, okay, that's better. Yeah, get rid of my fat cheeks.
There's
Do
another.
you think his kids have this? He's got 3 kids.
Hey, the doctor said that it's nothing. It's just who he is.
If his kids had it, they'd be on the internet too, right?
Yeah,
You'd
you'd already see
baby
it.
arms.
Yeah, I'm the big baby arms. Which would you rather have, Sam? Mambo arms or Mambo legs?
I guess legs?
I think I'd like it on a woman. Does it make their ass Mambo?
It would have to be,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's pretty good.
You can't have a frog ass and then mambo legs.
I like a big ass. So if Andrea got if her ass was 3 times the size as it is now, but like tight, I'd be into it.
Well, hard to be 3 times the size and tight. Like that.
They have them.
You know,
They're out there.
I mean, but that's like
You're right,
Kim
you're right.
Kardashian. Like
You're
that's
right.
some plastic surgery, BBL.
It's an engineered ass.
Yeah. Like, because there are some women, and I've seen this, where it doesn't even make sense how large
Yeah, I
their
like
ass
those.
are.
I like
you know,
those.
like, I'm not
Yeah,
joking.
the-
like,
the huge- yeah.
I mean,
Bigger than life.
You're
Yeah.
you're just like, wow. You know, it's 5 feet across.
Yeah, I like that.
And-
5 feet.
No,
Yes, Tom and I saw one
Yes,
time
yeah.
at Orlando City
Yes,
match.
yes.
The ass was 5 feet across, and I
I
told
saw a big one at Ross this
I
weekend.
told Tom
It
we were
was like,
walking behind her.
I don't know how that person.
Yeah, we stopped. I think we froze in our tracks, and we were like, "Holy smokes!"
How do they wipe?
Wait,
No, it wasn't about that.
You can't even go to a cruise.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
What do
know,
you mean?
You couldn't go to the
No, no,
movies.
you
You couldn't go
couldn't-
to the movies.
You could not.
You
use,
couldn't go to the bathroom in a cruise ship.
Yeah, you couldn't.
5 feet across, and she had on jeans.
In the RV over this past weekend,
How
like
do they fit in like a airplane chair? Or like if you're going to the Amway,
No.
if
You
you're
have
going
to
to see
buy
a Solar Bears
you have to
game.
buy 2 seats.
No, yeah, you do.
Yeah, like
She
And then a cheeks per seat?
I don't
Yes.
think she wasn't heavy. It was just like a mega ass.
And they make
Yeah, but your ass isn't going to fit in those little tiny chairs.
No.
They-
It was too wide.
they make a seatbelt extender that goes from one seat to the other seat, so someone could
What kind
sit
of car
in the
are you
middle.
driving?
Yeah. There's lots of
SUV. Most popular cars, even on the road right now.
Or get one of those old school trucks with the bench seats.
I used to love a good bench
did
seat.
too.
Yeah, bench seat is underrated.
like I'm curious to how some really, really big people like go through life, because that seems like such a pain in the ass. Like I'm talking, like even you're tall, big and stuff. Like if you're
You know why I like it?
6'6",
You know why I like
380.
Forces you to slow down.
That's true.
Forces you to slow down.
But everything is a pain in the ass. Like
Walking
everything.
through a doorway,
Yeah. Just like no matter where you stay, it's always going to be a hassle.
When you're little like me, everything's
public
a doorway.
transportation, you can't just
your knees are hitting the
yeah.
chair in front of you. Oh.
Yeah,
I'm too tall for some of the chairs.
Yeah. Imagine 6'6".
I gotta sit like sideways.
380. 6'6", 450 or
Yeah,
something,
big
like
boy.
some big, huge human, and man, it must be a pain in the
Like
ass.
Josh Allen.
Well,
Even
he
him.
just-
What's he, 6'6"?
yeah, but I mean, he's fit. I'm like, when you're massive,
But no matter what, all
yeah.
tall people that are like big, I feel like right around 55, no matter what, they're broken down robot. Because they're just so big. You can't let, and then you're like, oh, my back, oh, my,
it
everything.
depends on how big. Like, I think over 6'8".
Like Shaq, I don't
Yeah,
expect,
yeah,
if I
no,
see
no.
Shaquille O'Neal, I don't expect him to be quick or light on his feet. I expect him to, because he's been a super athlete for more than he's, for
Yeah.
his entire adult life, I feel like he should move slow because he's in so much pain.
Yeah, but he's got enough money.
He's got all that icy hot.
Hulk
though.
Hogan, I want him in pain.
Yeah,
Jelly
yeah.
Roll,
I feel like
pain.
he is in pain.
I want he is. Jelly Roll, I
Jelly
want him in
Roll's
pain.
young though.
Yeah, but I want him in pain.
comparatively.
I want him in pain.
Yeah, I mean, it's in maybe in 25 years he'll be in pain.
Vern Troyer, pain.
He ain't that young.
Jelly Roll.
Yeah, he's almost 40.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
38, 37.
Yeah. Well,
like that.
comparatively to Hulk Hogan and Shaq. I mean, how old is Shaq? In his 50s, right?
I don't know. I honestly, Shaq is timeless to me.
51.
Yeah.
I look at Shaq and I'm like, look at that guy. At it again. Look at him go.
I wonder what like the super rich are doing to try to extend their lives or make their bodies, your life better as you age because of those things.
I
You
think
know,
about
like,
the simple things, though, that they do. Like, do you think...
I mean,
Pickleball.
Well,
well, no,
like,
I'm talking about the stem cell
Yeah.
transplants and
I'm
all
not even
the-
going that far. I'm
Yeah.
talking about simple stuff. Like, this is very simple. Get home from your day. I think rich people that really care about their health, they like moisturize. Something as simple
Yeah.
as having a high octane, awesome like cream or lotion that like protects and nourishes your skin.
Moisturize and hydrate.
It's not something I do, but I think that super healthy people drink a ton of water and they actually like rub oils on their faces and their limbs.
Yeah, but that's something anybody could do. I'm talking
No,
about.
that's what I mean.
I want the stuff
The
that
secrets,
that
yeah.
costs
Stuff
$1
you
million.
can't
Drinking the baby's blood.
You got to
yeah.
start with the easy stuff that
Yeah.
you can get your hands on. You don't start with the stuff you'll never see the light of day.
Well, I'm saying with the rich, the extreme rich, when money's no option, I want to know what they're doing, like where they're flying
Money is
to.
an option. It's no object.
Yeah.
Money is the only
Yeah.
option
The
when you're
only
rich.
person I've heard talk about having his own plane is Arnold talking about like fully like
John Travolta.
He has his own plane. He flies around in it, and it's crazy.
Oh, well, every real rich person has their own plane.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I mean I
I guess I never think of that.
They're flying private, or they're just renting. There some sort of subscription to some private plane.
Plane
group.
burr.
Yeah, so some like
Oh
there's
no, there was one that's based out of Executive right here. That's like it's like Uber Black, but for jets. And
Yeah.
They give you an itinerary of where they're flying, and you can either jump on one of those flights or charter your own. It's pretty cool.
Because the only thing you can't buy is more time, but you can throw money at every single travel. Like you're never flying private or
No.
public or anything like that. It's too much waste of a time. And like also you're going to the smaller airports near where you're going instead of the hubs. Like no one's flying into Atlanta. You're flying into some small private airport. Like you're flying to an executive just because it saves time.
I like one of my favorite things is watching like B, C, D, E level celebrities fly private. I like that. Because I'm like, man, you were really putting yourself out for that Instagram post, weren't you?
I like when
you
they lie
didn't-
about it, like Bow Wow.
Yeah, when Bow Wow lied about it. One time, Tom and I saw Big and Rich flying on the same Southwest flight as us.
Southwest.
And they had big hat boxes with their luggage that had their goofy cowboy hats in them. Because the one guy wears like a voodoo spookyman hat. Like he
Yeah,
wears
yeah.
like a butler hat. And then the other guy, John Rich, who's the outspoken conservative, he wears a traditional, good old-fashioned cowboy.
When your name's Rich and you're flying Southwest,
Yeah.
like you have to think about
No,
that,
it's
right?
big and rich.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying, well, there's
Seatbelt extender.
there's big and there's Rich.
Yeah,
right.
John
Yeah,
Rich
yeah, it's
and-
like- so,
And Big Kenny, I
the-
think is.
but
I think I got that
Big
right.
Kenny.
I think I got that right.
but if your name's Big Kenny, like it was like if you're Drunky the Bear, you better have a drink.
Yeah.
If you're at an AA meeting, it's sad. And if you're Rich of the Big and Rich, and
Or do
you're
you get a
flying
pass in country music because you're blue collar working man? I think that's what they go for.
Well, isn't his whole gimmick he's rich?
No,
like I know his
no,
name's
no,
Rich.
no,
Oh,
no.
okay, all right.
No.
I thought it was like he
I mean,
played to that.
His gimmick now is he's like Kid Rock Light. I think like it's like maybe ultra conservative regular American country man.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I don't think he's ever been like, hey, we're
okay.
the superstars.
I thought that was. I don't know anything
No.
about country music. I thought he was rich, but also.
I mean, I'm
like,
sure he is, but no, it wasn't
yeah,
about
yeah.
that. They had a
Okay.
thing called I think it was called the Memphis Mafia, not Memphis Mafia, the Music Mafia. Yeah, Big and Rich had a thing called Music Mafia that had like other like up and coming country artists at the time.
Music with a Z.
Yeah, Music with a Z. I think I'm a redneck woman.
Oh yeah, Gretchen Wilson.
Gretchen Wilson's in it, and a couple of other of those
Cowboy
people.
Troy.
Yeah, Cowboy
Shannon
Troy. Yeah,
Lawson.
you found it. Yeah, that's the Music Mafia with a Z.
Huh.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll do 20 minutes of an email,
All right.
and then we'll call it a day.
All righty, buddy. We'll be right back. Cool. Old Jeff.
I guess I never knew what Big and Rich looked like.
Well, you always had the one like kind of crazy dude, and then the one regular conservative country dude.
I did not know this.
Not bad. That Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. That's a fun little ditty. And Gretchen Wilson, she's all right. Ghost says, I saw Dog the Bounty Hunter at the Atlanta airport 3 months ago. He was wearing pajamas and slippers, but still had his turquoise feather jewelry and his mullet laid to the heaves.
Oh.
I like Dog. I like Hulk Hogan. I love that look. The big blonde muscle man.
Sunburnt, just sun
I
age.
like it. I love it.
What?
I like it. I love it.
I want some more of it.
But
we should do.
why are you
country tunes.
leaving the house?
Country Tuesdays.
Why are you at the airport wearing pajama pants?
Pajama pants. A lot of people wear pajamas.
I don't like that.
I don't either, but
not at the airport.
No.
yeah, dude, they sleep on the plane.
It's the biggest complaint
No.
that most people have about the airport is everybody's in pajamas.
Yeah.
You obviously don't listen to Jim Colbert's show because that motherfucker will yell. He just got back from a trip and he was doing a whole show about why is everybody in pajama pants. I agree with him. Why?
Oh, that's old man.
But I
Nobody-
hate it.
but
It's kind of
like-
gross. So you're putting your feet on everything. It's just like, wear regular clothes like you're
Well,
going.
if
I
I
don't want to
was.
see your nuts flopping around on the.
Oh, wear panties.
Yeah, but pajamas are meant for your bedroom when you're sleeping,
No.
right? It's not.
They're
meant,
made for planes now.
It's not. No, but it's not meant for going out and like
I
the
know.
whole term is
No.
pajama. It's like me wearing a beekeeper's outfit
I know.
on the plane. It's like you're dressed inappropriately.
You're gonna lose this
Well,
one.
you got to be as
I'm
most
not.
comfortable as possible.
I'm gonna win. No.
No, I agree with you,
Yeah.
and I think what you're saying is 100% correct. But you can't stop the pajamas on planes. It's out of control.
What do you wear on a plane?
Ask Alex if more people wear pajamas. I bet
Whatever.
more
I'm-
planes.
Oh, she tells.
I
No,
think
she tells
planes
me.
have more pajamas on them than they ever have had on.
Yeah. But also,
I don't think you should be allowed to fly wearing pajama pants.
Yeah.
I hated
How
that
about
much.
sweatpants? Can I wear my
Sweatpants are fine.
Okay.
Sweatpants is in the
It's
now.
pants.
Now you're
Casual.
Like you're towards
Athleisure.
yeah, like
Casual.
You're wearing like some sort of running pants or sweatpants. It's like all right, but
Can I bring my neck pillow and my little sleeping
That's what-
mask?
yeah, they
Why
are-
can't I wear my goddamn pajamas?
No.
I'm
because
sleeping.
you're not in bed.
I'm in. I'm in the bed in the sky,
You're
baby.
not. No, you're not. No.
That's sweet,
Okay,
sweet
then
bed in the
then
sky.
the rule
And
is you have to be
first
asleep
class.
before we take off.
That's fine.
If you're not, then
I'll
we
fake it.
then we throw you off the plane.
Yeah. Here's the
I'll just put my mask down. Put a podcast in.
Here's the impossible task. You wear pajama pants. Got to be in first class.
No one would ever do it. No one would fly again.
Can't afford it.
Yeah, it would cripple the airline.
Because the people who wear pajama pants
Oh, it's terrible.
are poor.
All right, what are we doing here? One more? Oh, you got
One
emails.
more, we need
you
19.
got emails. All right, why don't you bring us back, TC? Oh, my mom hated that so much. When I used to fly, you would dress up and you could smoke cigarettes.
It was
Yeah,
events.
well, you don't have to wear a suit or a
My dad wore a
blouse.
suit.
Just put
My
on-
dad would wear a tie on a plane.
How about you dress like you dress when you go out of your house? Like, whatever
Some
that is.
people wear pajamas to the grocery
Yeah,
store,
I
man.
see more
That-
pajamas
that's
at
a
Target.
rare.
You've been in
Oh, my
Walmart, it's
God.
all pajamas.
It is all pajamas.
That's why I don't go there.
Yeah, but Target's pajamas too. It's all pajamas.
Yeah.
Publix is pajamas.
Quit wearing that.
I agree. Bring us back, grumpy old man.
Yeah.
3, 2.
Pajamas. What the hell?
What's up with that?
Pajamas are made for
Who
sleeping.
hates pajamas this
Do you
much?
wear pajamas?
No.
Do you even wear pajamas?
Hell no.
I have pajamas. I have pajama pants,
I have
but
pajama
I would
pants.
I
I'm not a
would
baby.
never wear.
I did buy an old lady moo the other day.
That's fine, but wear it in your
Christmas
house.
moo-moo.
You're not going to be wearing it out to Disney. I mean, Tom.
I might walk around the neighborhood with my moo on.
Tom just had a full
And my bonnet.
meltdown about people wearing pajama pants on planes, and it's an epidemic. It's everywhere. You see people at Disney wearing pajama pants. You see
Yeah.
people in Publix wearing pajama pants.
Yeah. No, I know.
You feel like we
Hunchuck
should.
wears his pajamas to Disney to get photos
Oh
taken
my
with his
God.
family.
He should be shamed for that, right?
It's
You should be shamed for wearing that stuff out.
it's trashy. All right. Well, I mean, they know
It
it, right? I
is.
mean,
It is.
when you I don't do this as much anymore, but I'd leave the house and like long Adidas.
Track pants.
No, not track pants, like
yeah,
shorts,
and ones.
like and one long
basketball shorts.
basketball shorts.
Yeah, I
right?
do that. I still go to Home Depot in
And,
a tank top and ones. Is that allowed?
And a wife beater.
Is that allowed?
like
I do that.
K-Fed?
and then
I do backwards hat, I do tank top, and then I do long and ones.
But everywhere I'm at, and if I'm in public,
Yeah.
I realize that I'm dressed like a juggalo, trash person.
I think you're allowed at Home Depot. I feel like you're
Yeah.
allowed at Lowe's.
Yeah.
I feel like you're allowed even at an Ace Hardware. But Ace is like, I put Ace a couple steps above the big box home improvement store.
And if someone just assumed by the way I dressed that I was poor and trashy, I would accept that as a
Right.
accurate guess.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
of the way I'm dressed.
Yeah.
I
agree with you.
and that's what everybody should just be fine with.
Okay.
So don't be mad if everybody assumes that you're trashy because if you're wearing pajamas or dressed trashy.
Yeah.
You just have to
The
accept it.
problem is
And
probably,
then it's fine.
I think the problem's on the manufacturers who've blurred the lines from what is truly a pajama pant. We used to be able to differentiate a true pajama pant, but now you guys went crazy with your whimsical
Fashionable,
designs.
yeah.
You started putting Stranger Things on them and whatever. Now everybody wants to wear them out.
And I'm fine with yoga pants, and that's something
Oh, I know
different.
you
I
are,
like-
'cause you're a pervert.
It's
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
what
I'm
the
fine with those
hell?
too.
No.
Yeah, everybody's fine
I'm
with
talking
yoga
like
pants.
You're wearing big flannel, like you're waking up Christmas morning.
Yeah.
You know,
They got Eggos all over them,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
maybe you've got The Office is
Yeah.
Dwight Schrute all over them. No, you get kicked off the plane.
they're made of like some sort of like
I can see your ding dong flopping around in
yeah,
there. Put some underwear on.
flannel or fleece material
Yeah.
like that is inappropriate.
I agree. 100% agree.
What are you doing?
But yoga pants, I think we can all agree on yoga pants. Yoga pants are like Chris Stapleton. It's the only thing that every person in the world can agree that they like.
Well, because there are yoga style pants that are that are actually
I like the
worn
scrunchies.
for fashion. Right?
I like the scrunchy yoga pants where
like tights.
no, it's like I like them where the ass it's got a seam that goes in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Like crack. So I'm just trying to be,
Uh-huh.
FCC. What? Where are they?
That's not a thing.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I like the bunch. I like the thing in the crack, and then it's cinched
Oh, yeah.
to
Megan Thee
snug
Stallion's
it.
been working out in those
Yeah,
on Instagram, and it's amazing.
Snugs it on the
Okay, yeah.
on the.
And it's like a V cut.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You've seen. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I follow Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone should follow Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah. I mean, you can pull it off if you're making the style.
You can.
Right.
You can. I think my wife could pull it off. I like her dumper. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
am.
for Christmas, I might buy my wife
Oh,
a
get
pair.
her bunchies.
Yeah, I might get her some yoga pants that I like.
Yeah. But
Is that rude?
You have to have the right butt for that.
Yeah.
If you have a saggy bulldog,
Yeah, I have a saggy
then
bulldog.
it's a bunchy bulldog.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I need some spanks for my bulldog. Like, I need something to lift my ass up.
They don't make
Because
that.
I got an ass.
They
It
actually
just-
do
it just
make
melted.
a thing where it's like underwear, but they have a hole cut for the ass so that you can squeeze your cheeks in and it holds it up and it makes it look like it's more pronounced. That is a thing that
like
they
a
sell.
bra for your cheeks.
No, well, it's like an underwire for your
Yeah,
bulldog,
basically.
your drippy
Okay.
bulldog.
Yeah.
If you have a drippy bulldog ass like I do, where my ass, if I move to the left, my ass like swings to the
Yeah.
left. It swings. I have a swingy ass.
No.
Yeah, it's saggy. Like the very bottoms of my cheeks. I'm not trying to be gross here, but the very bottoms of my cheeks, it sags down.
They swivel?
It's melty like a Mitch McConnell cheek. It's like there's nothing in there and it swings.
You got to tighten that up.
I know.
No,
Like,
there's
that's
no
what I'm
tightening
saying.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
no.
I'm on my
Only surgery.
Can you do a butt lift?
I'm on my death tour right now, so there's no fixing it. You can do a butt lift, yeah.
You know, we could all start doing plastic surgery, and
I want to go severe though. I want to go lion man.
no.
I want to go
Yeah.
little lion.
In
Ooh.
2023, they got some good procedures
The,
that.
the
and-
Goo Goo Doll singer is straight line.
Everybody I know.
well,
is
he
on-
started back.
Oh, he
back
looks
in the day.
terrible.
Yeah.
Andrea's
Yeah.
obsessed
In the
with
early
the Goo Goo
90s.
dolls. Andrea's obsessed with the Goo Goo dolls. I said, I think he's trying to make himself a Goo Goo doll. Like, I think he's trying to become a real doll.
That's scary.
And I want to get on Ozempic because everybody's on Ozempic.
Yeah,
Everybody at the radio station's on Ozempic. Everybody is on Ozempic.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Everyone I know is on Ozempic, except for us.
I know.
We're the only
How do
three
we get an
people.
Ozempic hookup?
I don't know, but we're the
I don't
only
need
three
that.
people not on it. You don't
Well,
need
you
it.
got Adderall.
Yeah, I need
We'll
some.
get that.
Give me Adderall.
My doctor won't
I
give
would-
it to me.
I want to do both. I asked for Adderall too, and testosterone, and I was told I don't need it.
Well, you're going to the wrong. You got
I
to go to
know,
the
I
Adderall
know,
doctor
I
or
know.
testosterone doctor. You can't just
I
go to a
know.
regular
I got a lot of
doctor.
work to do. Write
Yeah.
down bulldog ass, write down Adderall, write down Ozempic. Those
Okay.
are the three.
You can
things
get
I'm-
Ozempic. They make generic Ozempic now.
What's the other one? Wegovy.
I know.
Wegovy.
I know a bunch of people on
Wegovy?
Ozempic too.
Yeah, Wegovy. That's the other one. Wegovy.
Why isn't everybody on Ozempic? If you have a weight
Well,
problem.
if everybody goes on it, then we kill all the real diabetics that need it
no,
because
no.
it's the same medication.
No, but no, they are mass producing it like crazy for weight loss.
But there wasn't enough because a
no,
lot
but
of
that was a long time ago.
Oh, it's
Like,
changed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
That
didn't
was
know.
at the beginning.
This guy
when-
knows.
Well, when everybody found it out, then everybody rushed to get it. But now they're making so much generic forms of it. It's not that whole diabetic.
The chat
thing.
room's saying you're wrong. They said you can't find it anywhere. That's kind of what I was alluding to. But hey, man, when I talk to you, you're always 100% right. So we'll go with that.
You can't find Ozempic anywhere. Everybody I know is on it. I'm like, how
Well,
do
they
get
took it all, I
Yeah.
guess.
No, they're still.
It's
They get it
almost-
every week or every month.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know somebody
anybody-
who still can't get Adderall. They're like my Publix says there's still a shortage and they can't get their Adderall.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've never had a There was a short period of time where that was a thing, but I think it's done
Ooh,
now.
Ghost just got approved for Wegovy. So we have a person in our chat room that will give us the details.
What is that?
I like it. That's the generic. I
Ozempic?
think it's a different
Like
version.
a competitor.
No, I think they're made by the same people, if I remember correctly, in the news story I read. Because that would make sense, right? Just make a variation of it and sell all of it so you get all the money. But yeah, I think it's a variation. Or maybe it's the one that's supposedly more for pure weight loss and doesn't have the other side. I don't know anything
Does
about
it give you diarrhea?
I think everything gives you diarrhea.
Yeah. I mean,
like that.
Yeah. My
I'm a fan.
morning
What
smoothies
was the one that
give me
everybody
diarrhea.
took in like the late 90s, early 2000s that everybody was getting, and it began with an A?
That wasn't a weight loss thing, was it?
I thought it was.
I thought you were talking about Olestra and Olean.
No,
don't know.
the stuff that was in like all those weight loss powders that
The ephedrine?
ephedrine, right?
No, it wasn't
No.
a Fed.
No, I think you're talking about
Damn
Olestra
it.
and Olean. There used to be these chips. I remember this was awesome. My dad loved them. They came out with these chips, Lay's, where they fried the chips in this special oil called, I think it's called Olestra. And Olestra, when you fried the chips in it, it tasted just like a regular fried potato chip, but it had zero fat.
Who's still doing Herbalife?
A lot. I'm sure it's still a thing, but my dad would eat these chips. He's like, these taste just like regular Lay's potato chips. They just give me a horrible yellow diarrhea. Like it was like, but he
So-
gave everybody diarrhea. But the trade out was you had no fat, I think, but it gave you horrible diarrhea.
Okay, but there was oil of some sort, right? But it wasn't like
Well, you would have, yeah, you would dismiss the oil. Yeah, I'm trying to say it right.
Yeah, there's no real shortcuts.
Oh, ally is the one you're thinking of.
I think that's right.
Yeah, EMH in our chat room got it. Ally, I remember that. Yeah, and it wasn't Olestra or Orlean, but I do remember that because this was. I remember as a young man. I think I was a young man when Olestra came out. I remember thinking, well, look at that. They solved the fat problem. We'll be able to fry everything in Orlean, and we can eat fried for it's fixed.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever fixed.
Yeah,
you just robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah, and there's
sliding scale.
No free lunch. Like there's always gonna be some price to pay for everything.
Yeah.
Like even when you work out super hard all the time, and like I talked to Jetson about this, like being an Ironman and like running these 100-mile races and stuff. He's like, it's putting a lot of stress on my body.
Stress,
like,
yeah. He may not even know how much stress it's putting on his body.
This is, I'm going to have to pay some price 20 years from now with just joint pain and things like that just from doing this. But it's like, that's the trade-off.
Yeah, there's got to be an optimum.
What I like doing.
There's got to be like an optimum level of okay.
If you swim, like swimming doesn't put any, running is actually, get your knees and stuff, your joints after a while. But it's like, there are stuff like that you could do that's, not going to put as much stress on your body later on or do any damage. And I think like swimming's a good exercise, like rowing, things that are non or low impact, stuff like that, really, it's just eating as clean as possible.
Yeah, I think also continuing to move because I think everybody goes through that weird conundrum as a young man or woman where you're trying to figure out what your workflow is going to be just for life, right?
Yeah.
And the people that I know that seemingly I think that they're doing the best right now aren't even necessarily the people that are the most financially secure. I always look up to the people that always had a fitness commitment through their entire life and always made time for it, even if they were career, job, whatever, divorce, whatever, but they always knew that they needed their health. I think those are the people, when I look at them, I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter what anybody out here is doing. You're going to live a long time and be there for your family, so you got it figured out because you did the health thing.
Quality of life. There's really
subjective.
No better time spent than spending it
working on yourself,
working on your body and mental and physical, because who cares how much money you have if you're dead or not living a high quality day-to-day life.
I wish I'd put more of an influence on that. Like my influence, I'm sure that so many kids now are inundated with the influence of and you even say that, and I've heard it from Maisie, you say that Tommy and Max have talked about or Max especially, making videos or performing or doing stuff like that. I wish that somewhere along the line somebody had pulled me aside and said hey, you need to do this every day. You need to concentrate on staying healthy. Not that I'm unhealthy. I'm just saying I would have liked to have made it more of a priority.
Dedicated your life to it.
Yeah, that way by the time I'm 47, it's so ingrained in me that
you don't have a swingy ass.
I don't have a choice, right? Because it's so much ingrained in what I do that it's as involuntary as breathing. Yeah, it's just a thing that I have to do because
work.
Get to work.
That's all it is.
It is all it is. It's in fact, it's better than work because in a weird way, you can't even compare money to time. You can't.
Yeah. And if you're able to get, now it doesn't guarantee you anything, but if you're able to get another decade of higher quality life at the end, how much would you pay for that? All your entire fortune that you've worked, you know what I'm saying? Of course you would, because that's all you have.
I love how the chat room pop said, here's Mike D who says, Mountain Dew's definitely not healthy. I didn't ask you to judge me right now, Mike.
No. But also, we're not here telling everybody.
I'm not giving you advice. Mike's well, you could start with your Mountain Dew.
We're not healthy.
Get out of here.
I mean, we're healthier than others, and we're just all you can do is
10
try.
People unhealthier, more unhealthy than me.
But it's and this I think is what I'm going to teach my sons about life is all you could do is try to get a little bit better,
1% better
with
that's
it is
that's copywritten.
But it's all right.
Get it 2% better.
What's the secret? All right, maybe poisoning yourself less. eating, as best as you can with what you have. Trying to move as much as you can, making time to do it instead of don't waste your time doing unhealthy things if you can fit in some healthy, little things here and there.
I'd also like to, not to go back to Mike and his comment about Mountain Dew, but how bad is it for me?
The Diet Mountain Dew is not that bad.
Nobody's able to ever
Diet
tell
Mountain Dew
me,
is fine.
Nobody has ever,
Seriously.
we've been through this a million times. Nobody has ever, a doctor's never come to me and said, like, how many Mountain Dews do you drink a day? And I say, honest answer, 2. I drink 2
Diet Mountain Dew.
Diet Mountain Dews a day.
It's fine.
And,
it doesn't matter.
no doctor has ever said, well, if you got rid of that, no more bulldog ass.
No. Well, that is also just your age and your skin sagging and stuff like so.
I don't really have that, but man, I gotta start telling more truthful descriptions of my body. I'm not saying my body's good, but I don't have a swingy bulldog ass. I lied about that, but I do have scabs.
Goddamn liar.
I do have scabs and carbuncles all over my ass.
It's
maybe should have
Gotta
stuck.
moisturize.
Probably should have stuck with the bulldog ass.
But and then it's like, how much are you poisoning yourself? Listen, I do it. I spend the weekend drinking too much, and then I'm like,
Poisoned.
Poison myself.
Yeah.
Good. I'm like, I should do less of that. I'm trying to do a little bit less of that. And then it's like
one White Claw less.
And then try, and like I don't.
It's so hard.
Try to do, can I eat a little better? Probably good.
You eat pretty good.
Could I exercise more? Probably good. I think everybody could. Right?
Would you like to? You got one more?
Sure.
We got time for one more.
I don't even think we got to one. Hi, Tom, Dan, and Sam. I'm from Melbourne, and this is the first time I'm writing in. I've been a listener for years now, and I've had some interactions with Dan on YouTube. Anyway, for some time now, I've picked up the hobby of hiking at local parks. I remember Sam has mentioned that she and her husband do the same, and I think she's touched on the subject I wanted to talk about today. Am I a hiker or a walker? The park I usually go to has a section of narrow trails that are only wide enough for a single person. There's a second section of trails that are nearly 30 feet wide. The park rules say hikers, horseback riders, and bikers are allowed on the trails. Bikers need to yield to hikers. Bikers and hikers yield to horses. Horses get the right of way and never need to yield. I've encountered all 3 on these trails, horseback riders being the most infrequent, but are always friendly with a wave and a hello. Hikers are equally as friendly, and sometimes, to my dismay, their off-leash dogs are too. I love animals, but a strange larger dog running at me at full speed sometimes makes me nervous. Bikers, however, are another story. I've run into bikers as often as hikers, and they're always inconsiderate. I'll be walking the narrowest of trails, and a fat dad will crash through the shrubs, pumping away, doing his best Lance Armstrong impression.
That's true.
It is true.
Bikers are the most inconsiderate
true.
by far, and I'm a cyclist. It's you're the worst.
One time, a guy rips past me, and he's on an electric bike. He's not even pedaling or paying attention.
That is true.
Who goes to a local hiking trail on an electric bike?
Everybody.
The other day, I'm at the same park, and I'm only getting started on a trail. A couple of guys on bikes are pumping as hard as they can, and each yells, "Walker!" as I have to step aside for them to pass. I realize there's about 8 bikers hidden from my view, and I'm standing aside like a dickhead looking at the ground as each biker alerts the biker behind them that a walker is present. So they go on their way, and I'm thinking, I know the rules. Bikers yield to hikers, right? Well, wait. They reclassified me from hiker to walker. So now I don't fit within this yielding paradigm.
Yeah.
I know
You've been pushed out of the gang.
I know Florida landscape is flat, so our hiking trails aren't terribly difficult to traverse, but I'm a hiker, goddammit. I know my rights. Happy trails to you all, whether it's a trail made of sand or pubes.
That's a great email.
So the rule is the bikers yield to any pedestrian.
They don't, though.
Or hiker or walker, or does it actually just say hiker?
I think it just says hiker.
It just says
I tried to
hiker.
look it up. There is no mention of walker.
No.
I think
Also, bicyclists, like, I'm one of them. Not so much anymore because of my hips. We're the worst. I'm not. I try to be good. We don't stop at stop signs. We don't stop at stoplights. We drive wherever we want. We cut you off. We flick you off. We act like you're supposed to yield to us at all times. It's not good. It's a bad look.
And bikers will go on sidewalks and
it's a
not
bad
yield
look.
to someone that's actually walking on a sidewalk and make the walker get off the sidewalk.
It's not good. It's a bad look.
Not all of bikers are like, they're
The majority of bikers that
We're
ride-
generalizing, but
there's
No,
only
say
a
it.
few bad apples.
If you have a zipper, if you're wearing a kit,
why
and
are you defending bikers all of a
and
sudden?
you wear this because
You're not even out there on
you
the
know
trails.
why? Because I said one thing and he's like, nope, got to make Dan wrong. That's what he said.
I thought that was there.
You do the opposite. You always agree with him. He's always disagreeing with you.
Yeah. They are the worst. If you see cyclists that are riding through Baldwin, if they have a bib on, if they have that head on, they're not going to stop at anything. They're going to cut you off. They're going to keep going. They're going to ride side by side. You're not supposed to ride side by side. You're supposed to ride in a line.
And they will cut close to you.
They always talk about share the road. Look, I like riding bikes more than anything. It's my favorite thing to do. But cyclists in the city are terrible. They're terrible.
Well, if they do get too close or, and they mess up and a car runs over them, then they have paid the ultimate price.
Yeah, true.
So
I saw a guy do it. Oh, my God.
They're not going to win that battle.
No.
So it's kind of like it's up to them to save their own lives. So if they want to get risky with it,
they just
getting risky with it.
They're going to die. I'm just going to be traumatized by running over a human.
But I think there's truth to what you're saying, because I think that a lot of cyclists maybe adopt that attitude of being a D-head or being ballsy, and because they feel like maybe they'll be seen more if they do that. You know what I mean? Or maybe I'm a bigger presence that way. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Always thought cyclists were supposed to adhere to normal traffic laws just like cars.
Yes.
But I've never seen anybody do it. Not even one.
Now, to defend the cyclists a little bit,
Here we go.
I'm sure that they will tell you that the drivers out there are horrible.
They are.
And not paying
Yes.
attention, and they're on their phones, and have probably almost killed them all multiple times. So after years of almost being killed by irresponsible drivers, I'm sure you get this hatred.
That's the opposite
towards
side. Sure.
the
Yeah.
drivers. It was like,
Okay, but what about the hikers and the walkers?
well, then that's now is it because the biker? No, they're just saying on your right. They're because if they're coming from behind you, it would be a D-head move for not say anything, right?
That happens all the effing time.
Yeah. You have to say like I'm to your left.
We have bells on our bikes.
You just
we
say
just
on
give them a
your
little
left.
ring
Okay,
to let them know we're behind
Yeah,
you.
we just say on your left. I mean, it's always been
But
that way.
most of the time, if I'm walking and there's a bike, they will just zip past me and not say a goddamn thing.
You think?
True.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, no. You should say it, because if you step over to the light, you're gonna run them over.
Yeah.
But wonder why they don't say something. And,
D-heads.
is it because that the walkers or the hikers get mad if they say to your like
I
like they learn like I'm not just gonna pass them without saying something.
It's as simple as I think not everybody out there knows like best practices.
So everybody's doing different things.
Right. So you'll get a bike. Like if I'm passing a guy, let's say I'm passing you and you're new, and I'm going to pass you. I'm like, on your left. You might be like, hey, F you, man. Yeah, I am. Like, who knows? You don't know what's happening.
I'm
right?
like, just pass me.
Yeah,
I
don't say that. You don't need to take my name out of your mouth.
Interesting theory. Interesting theory in the chat. They say it's the little dog complex. They're used to being overtaken and pushed to the side by cars, so they do the same to walkers. That could be true.
Yeah, I feel like the behavior though is trained into them by doing this, right?
Yeah,
it's like there's a reason why they're doing it.
And
And maybe they start off by like trying to follow the rules, and then they try to do it for so long, and they got backlash, and they're like, screw it, I'm not doing it.
Well, I mean, I'll use me as an example. Just riding my road bike where I clip in, like when I was riding that a lot heavily, I started by stopping at every stoplight like a car, right? Got to unclip, put my leg down. I'm standing there in traffic behind other cars. I'm just trying to go to Katy Way, but I have to ride roads.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ride on the sidewalk. It's a little scary.
Yeah.
It's tough to do that. So then you start blowing through street signs and stuff because you can. And it's safer for you because you're out of the way of the cars, and maybe you can get to Katy Way Trail a little bit faster. So you blow through all those stop signs. Should you be doing that? No.
Yeah, but you realize like this is actually safer than following the letter of the law.
Right. Because I'm out here with traffic. That's
yeah.
probably why they do it. I hate it, though. I wish there was like a solution. But I think you would need to blanket a campaign to let everybody know best practices, and it would take years to get people.
No one's going to follow the rules anyway.
No.
All right, we did a lot of good here.
Nah.
We did a lot of good here.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. That's the last one?
Yeah.
And then just a little intro. Are we doing any more?
No.
Are we saving it?
No, we're not going to do any more.
Okay. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, have a great rest of your day, y'all. We'll see.